The following is a special hometown football presentation sponsored by Shatkin Dental, Aesthetic Associates Center, and their sponsors. It's the Shatkin First Down pregame show, presented by Northtown Automotive, with your host, Rich Gaenzler, featuring Jared Shatkin, and our special guest, Buffalo Bills alum Eric Wood. Now, from Sorrentino's in Williamsville, here's your host, Rich Gaenzler.
Welcome to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. I'm Rich Gaenzler. We're at Sorrentino's in Williamsville, and this Week 18 setting you up for the Jets. But before we do that, we have to talk about last week's win against the Falcons. Yeah, the Bills have stacked 3 and time to win a 4th and win the division. So we'll get into all that coming up in the show. Also, Eric Wood, former Bills Pro Bowl center, will be joining us, talking a little bit about the past game, the game coming up, and everything in between. We'll visit with Eric coming up in segment number 2. Members of the Mafia here, we call it the Huddle. And also we're going to do some Tino's Dough with Sorrentino's gift cards and some Bills Jets trivia coming up as well. We're brought to you by our friends at Northtown Automotive and also by our friends at Aesthetic Associates as well. So I had a chance a couple of minutes ago to check in with Jared Shatkin about the Falcons game.
Okay, so Jared's here, and let's start, Jared, talking about the Falcons game, obviously. I heard a lot of people say Josh had a bad game. Yeah, he had 3 picks. And yeah, his accuracy couldn't have been, or might not have been that great. But the 3 picks for me, like the worst pick of all the 3 was the tip ball pick. When Diggs was open, but he failed to see the rest of the field and see the defenders that were right there to make that interception. The other 2 I thought were really interesting because both involved Cole Beasley in the play, and he wasn't really near where the ball was supposed to be. I was a little bit confused about that. Like, that kind of stuff doesn't happen in this offense. What do you think happened on that? And there was another play later in the game, and I don't mean to pile on Cole Beasley here, but there's a later play later in the game in the red zone where Cole was like, where do I go? And he's going right, and then he was going left, and he finally got set up sort of as like a flanker. I didn't like seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to pile on Cole because he's been good as a Bill, but you see Isaiah McKenzie in there last week, and he was in the right place at the right time. And it did seem like some of Josh's interceptions were based on some miscommunications with Cole Beasley. And you have to wonder if the practice time kind of played a role in that for sure.
And I thought the offensive line was nasty, and they've been nasty the last couple of weeks, right? You saw in some of those, post-game highlights of Dawkins just obliterating people and Spencer Brown obliterating people. We've been calling for that for a long time. Another thing in terms of the run game, Josh, 15 carries for 81 yards. And I did some research on this. 9 of those plays were designed runs for almost 60 yards. The Bills know what they got in Josh in the run game, and he's shown to be, I know people are like, oh, you can't run Josh too much, he's going to get hurt. He's been really durable. He's only been out 4 games in 4 years. So I don't mind that. How about you?
I don't mind running Josh Allen, especially when we're trying to make the Super Bowl here. You know, you got to use all your weapons. And at this point, Josh Allen's legs are probably the biggest asset to the Buffalo Bills right now. So
by the way,
you got to keep using it.
Back to the O-line really quick. Another week when 0 sacks. That's pretty impressive. I want to flip it over to the D-line now. How about the youngsters on the D-line in that game? Rousseau, Oliver, Phillips, Epinesa, all making impact plays in that game.
I mean, how about Harry Phillips? A healthy scratch part of the year. You know, he's up for Walter Player Man of the Year. He comes in, the offseason, probably put an extra 30 pounds of muscle on. And now he's starting to really shine. I mean, he's a real feel-good story for the Buffalo Bills defense. And he's exactly what we need up in the middle there. And he's got to continue to play that way if we're going to be able to stop some of these really impressive run teams.
And how about, again, no punts for the Bills?
Yeah, no punts, but 3 picks for Josh. But still, I mean, when you can have those 3 interceptions and still win a game by 15 points, it means you have a pretty talented roster.
The season is not over. I know everyone's talking about, well, who would you rather play in the playoffs? You know, whether it's the Colts or New England or Las Vegas or whoever could be in that spot. There's still a team to play on Sunday. That would be the New York Jets. We're going to talk about that coming up. Jared, stick around. We'll be back to you in the final segment of the show. Coming up next, our Bills special guest, Bills radio analyst, Eric Wood, former Pro Bowl center for the Bills, will join us right after this as we continue with the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show.
Finding the perfect used car can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. At Northtown, we make it simple with a focus on certified pre-owned. When you see the certified symbol from the official vehicle manufacturer, you know the vehicle has passed a rigorous inspection and comes with extra benefits like a manufacturer warranty and roadside assistance. To find the best value and peace of mind, head to Northtown. Northtown Certified Vehicles. An official partner of the Buffalo Bills.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin here with Hall of Fame running back Thurman Thomas. My family and I have been coming to Dr. Shatkin's dental office for years. The office is beautiful and the staff is outstanding. Thanks, Thurman. It's been an honor for me to take care of you and your family. For a Hall of Fame smile, go where the pros go. Dr. Todd Shatkin at the Aesthetic Associates Center. Call today for a free consultation, 839-1700.
Your kitchen is the heart of your home, so make it what you've always wanted.
Empire Granite Marble Quartz has everything you need to start your kitchen countertop makeover, all within your budget. Offering 24 months, 0% financing for a limited time. Empire has the largest indoor full slab showroom in Western New York, so visit the showroom today.
Make your dreams a reality with luxury you can afford.
All right, welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. Joined now by longtime Bills center and Pro Bowler, future Wall of Famer, if in fact the Wall of Fame is even a thing anymore. I couldn't even tell you the last time a Wall of Famer even went up on that wall. And by the way, the stadium's coming down in a couple of years. Maybe that's why nothing's happened. Anyway, he's also the current, of course, color analyst on Bills Radio. Eric Wood joins us now, good friend of the program. Eric, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
I'm doing great.
All right, let's talk about this team. They've stacked wins here at the end of the season. How important is that?
It's important, one, because they need it. And if they didn't start with that New England win and get rolling, and they wouldn't be able to win the division, it's big for this town to hopefully get the win against the Jets, host a playoff game. That's special in New York. It truly is. I say in Western New York, that's a special deal to be hosting playoff games. It's funny that this team might be built for more southern weather as maybe traditional Bills teams of the past, but you got a quarterback that we've seen can throw in the elements. So you catch a team and let's say it's windy, it's cold, it's snowy. Well, this team is used to playing in those types of games. Now you face an Indy or a New England in week one. Could that play to their advantage? Maybe. But I'll tell you what, that crowd noise will be rocking and will play a factor. So it's important to stack those wins at the end of the season. Obviously, you want to be playing your best ball of the season late. And I feel like every year with Sean McDermott, even that 2018 team that did make the playoffs, even towards the end of the year, you started seeing some emergence. You started seeing some highlights from Josh Allen. Who was it? Robert Foster emerged as a big-time threat on the outside. So the way Sean McDermott coaches and the way he is on a daily basis, it's all about the process. Get better each and every week. Learn from your losses. His teams are built to peak at the end of the season.
What happens in the locker room at halftime? What are those second half adjustments like? What kind of things get said and then done?
Well, NFL halftimes are pretty short. And so, you go in there, you use the restroom, take a leak or whatever. You're trying to get some type of fuel in your body, whether it's some type of drink, some type of light snack, because you need fuel. You eat 4 hours before the game, and then you're trying to just kind of keep your energy up. So you're maybe getting a snack or whatever, and then likely it's your position coach coming in and talking to the group. As an offense, we'll meet with the offensive coordinator. Here's kind of what we're looking at, but it's not this big rah-rah halftime deal. Sean McDermott will address the team before we go out, but there's not a lot of time. And, you have coaches up in the booth that have to make their way down to the locker room. They get together as a staff and then come and dress the guys. So it's actually pretty quick.
Ryan Bates gets inserted, and all of a sudden, the run game miraculously appears. Could you argue that maybe Ryan Gates, is like this gem that all of a sudden was found and showed up and plugged in, and now this kid can play?
Well, you never know what a guy can do till you put him in there officially. And he played well in the preseason. And it's funny, he's a guy that can play all 5 spots. So a guy like that has tremendous value, but at times you might see him more valuable as a backup because you're only carrying 7-8 offensive linemen into a game, and he's a guy that could get you out of a game in a pinch really anywhere across the line. So you almost sometimes don't want to play those guys and risk those types of guys getting hurt unless they're going to bring tremendous value when they are inserted as a starter. Well, because of injury, he gets put in there at right guard to start the New England game, bumps over to left guard when Ike Butker gets hurt, and played really, really well. And from what I hear, his best position may be center, and that's where we got to see him throughout the preseason.
You can't pick a playoff game, but is there a team you'd prefer to play in the first round? I mean, as of right now, it looks like it's probably going to be New England at home. But if you could pick a team that you'd like to play in the first round, who would it be?
The research I've done, it looks like it's New England, Indy, or Vegas. If I could pick one of those three teams, it would be Vegas, and they're going to be the lowest, kind of seed and all that to it. And you're talking about a team that plays in a dome, plays out west. They'd have to travel across the country. They probably have a stronger pass game than running game, even though Jacob's good running back, but they probably have a better pass game. And so in the strength, this Bills defense is number one in the league in passing, and it's not even that close in their pass defense. They're phenomenal. And that's without a consistent pass rush for a lot of the season. Usually when you see the number one pass defense in the league, they generally rank top 10 in sacks. Going into last week, we were 26 in the NFL in sacks. And that just gives a credit to how good this secondary has been. Dane Jackson has come in and played well off the bench, replacing Tre'Davious White. So I would take them. I don't fear necessarily New England or Indy in that matchup. We have losses to each of them on the season, but we saw in not crazy conditions what we could do against New England. And then that Indianapolis game, if you don't turn the ball over, you don't let them just rely on running the football over and over and over. You play that game without Star Lotulelei, without Tremaine Edmonds, without Harrison Phillips playing the way he is now, maybe not Ed Oliver playing the way he is now. And so, all that being said, to answer your question, give me Vegas.
Well, listen, happy belated New Year and continued success. Real quick, plug your podcast for everybody.
Yeah, it's called What's Next with Eric Wood. You can find it on all major podcast platforms, and we do kind of long form interviews, and we've had some incredible guests over the last year. It's continuing to grow like crazy, which is humbling and an honor to me that it's done that, but it's been a ton of fun for me.
Yeah, you've become a true media pro, man.
I appreciate that. Trying to be like you, brother.
Yeah, whatever, man. Thank you so much for doing this, and I really appreciate it, and have a good call on Sunday, 4:25 against the Jets, all right?
I appreciate it, man. Happy New Year. Go Bills.
You got it. Go Bills. Here's Eric Wood. We'll return with members of the Mafia in the huddle from Sorrentino's on Main Street in Williamsville as the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show continues right after this.
On sirloin, on filet, on ribeye and away. A gift certificate in every stocking, a steak under every tree. Oh, oh, oh. And I heard him exclaim as the sleigh up did soar. Merry Christmas to all from Russell's Steaks, Chops, and more. Oh, 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 Merry Christmas, everybody.
Finding the perfect used car can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. At Northtown, we make it simple with a focus on certified pre-owned. When you see the certified symbol from the official vehicle manufacturer, you know the vehicle has passed a rigorous inspection and comes with extra benefits like a manufacturer warranty and roadside assistance. To find the best value and peace of mind, head to Northtown. Northtown Certified Vehicles. An official partner of the Buffalo Bills.
Are you hungry? Eat! Stabilize your loose dentures with Shatkin Mini Dental Implants.
Welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show at Sorrentino's in Williamsville. Thanks to Eric Wood for joining us. in the previous segment. Time for the huddle. We've gathered some members of the Mafia with us. We have a familiar face. Sam is back for another day. He likes to collect those Tino's Dough gift certificates, apparently.
What can I tell you, man?
We'll be doing a little bit of trivia coming up with a 2-minute drill in a second. Hey, Fitz, how are you?
Hey, good, Rich. How you doing?
Good. You're wearing your Therm jersey. I love it.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
You were telling me very briefly that you actually worked on the sidelines for the Bills and got run over once in a game.
I did. It's something else when you see these players running that fast, coming right at you, but you don't really expect it, and you only do that once. Yeah.
The biggest, longest time Bills fan is with us as well. Here's Joan. She's the general manager of the Amherst Symphony. You have a big concert in February at St. Greg's, right?
That's right.
You are 88 years old and made it to the taping this morning. I know you're a big fan of the show, and we appreciate that.
I am. And Mr. Shatkin and of football.
Evan's here, too, a freshman at Buff State. You're going to Buff State for journalism, and you came here to soak this all up. Evan, it might be the worst educational decision you've ever made, but we appreciate you being here. You also do stuff with Buffalo Fanatics, which are huge all over the place virally. At Evan H716.
Thank you. Yeah, big aspirations over at Buff State. Buff State's obviously one of the best journalism and broadcasting schools in the area, and it's been a fun experience there thus far under my freshman year.
And you got a good look for TV, man, so chase it. Okay, I'll start with you. The run game the last 2 weeks has been terrific. In fact, Motor has been terrific and clearly has won that #1 job, right? I mean, he's run like a bull, and he has been really effective. And I maintain most of his effectiveness has been on the outside. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, like that zone running scheme that the Buffalo Bills like to do. Devin Singletary has been the best running back in that zone scheme. Obviously, starting off the year, Devin Singletary was the lead back. Zach Moss took over for a few weeks. Then we sugared in Matt Breida a little bit. Then you bring back Devin Singletary, and he's just been the hot RB1 for the last few weeks. And even with the ball in his hands in the receiving game, just after the catch, his contact balance, his burst, the motor, the nickname that we give him, he's really been showing it over these past few weeks.
Sam, I maintain that a big reason why the running game has been so good is Ryan Bates. Bottom line. I mean, 2 weeks in a row, they've run as well as they have. Not only have they run the ball well, but they've also pass blocked well. There were no sacks. Okay, technically there was 1 sack, but that was on Diggs, not on Allen, right? So 0 sacks in 2 weeks that offensive line has given up on Josh Allen. So what do you maintain? Is it Ryan Bates? Is it the fact that they're bigger now, arguably? He's tackle size, basically. So you're playing 4 tackles in a center, basically, on their own line. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's the fact that we've been able to kind of finally have the same group the last 3 weeks, other than Bates coming in for Bacher, versus the Patriots. But yeah, I think we were kind of keeping him under wraps for a while, and now that we've let him play, he's played very, very well. I hope he's healthy enough to go into the playoffs.
Fitz, Phillips and Oliver have really come alive here this season on the D-line. Can we go forward with those 2 guys?
I believe we can,
those gaps there on the D-line?
Definitely. I think back to the days where, we had Bruce and we had Wright.
Yep.
I mean, these guys were such powerhouses. And watching these 2 come in, I mean, we need that. We need pressure on the QBs. We know that. I mean, that's gonna balance everything off for us. So.
And Joan, to you, the Bills are 17-point favorites against the Jets. We have anything to worry about in this game?
Well, always, because you have to take every game as if it's the most important game of the whole season. So you can't take anything for granted. But we can smile a lot in Buffalo because we should be able to put up those numbers. I think what we see with Josh Allen and with Mr. Singletary is an attitude of we never quit. We keep going no matter if there's a sack or an interception, it doesn't matter. They pick themselves up, they even talk about that. They pick themselves up and then plan to win the next play.
It's good to hear. The Bills had a great second half, of course, against Tampa, and of course had to come back against Atlanta to win that game. They were down at halftime. So let's get the score prediction. Sam, you first.
31-10 Bills.
Okay, Fitz?
27-17 Bills.
Joan?
28-18.
Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Evan?
I like us winning 33-17. Obviously, Zach Wilson's been a little better over these past couple weeks, so maybe cuts the score close at the end of the game, but I like the Bills winning by 2 scores.
Awesome. And then you'll get my score prediction coming up. And also, we're going to compare Zach Wilson and Josh Allen's first years in the NFL because they're very much alike, believe it or not. We'll do that in a second. But right now, time for the 2-minute drill. And time for Tino's Dough. Guys, we're going to do some trivia questions, okay? They come in increments of $10, $25, and $50. And Fitz, You might be carrying the ball on this because they're a little bit dated, okay?
Let's
Question
see.
number 1, guys. Who has the most yards rushing for the Bills in a single game against the Jets? Was it, multiple choice to get you started, make it a little bit easier. Was it OJ? Was it Cookie Gilchrist? Or was it Thurman? Take a guess. Throw a name out there if you think you know it.
I want to say OJ, but Gilchrist is giving me a little bit of shadow there.
I'm going to say OJ as well.
It's Cookie Gilchrist.
I was going to say
Gilchrist.
243 in a game against the Jets. Question number 2, here we go. The Bills and Jets defenses both had nicknames in the 70s. What were they?
Oh.
I'll give you a hint. The Jet defensive line in particular had the nickname when they had Gastineau and Klecko and guys like that. Anyone?
Green Machine?
No. And the Bills had Smirlis Hazlitt and Shane Nelson. That made up the
Bermuda Triangle.
Okay, you got half of it right. $12.50 now is what that gift card breaks down to. You got one half right. The Sack Exchange.
The Sack Exchange
is what the New York defensive line was called, with Gastineau, Klecko, Marty Lyons, and Abdul Salam. Final question. The Jets came into the AFL not as the Jets. What was their nickname? Here's a hint. There's a team in the AFC South that has the same nickname. Anyone know? 1960.
It's the Colts.
So there's only 4 teams in the South.
Can't be that.
No, is it the Jaguars?
It is not. For time's sake, I'll help you. It was the Titans, the New York Titans, for a couple of years. Guys, you did decent, not great. Arguably, the questions were a little bit dated, and you two guys, well, you were not even, your parents hadn't even met, probably, when some of these questions got underway. Anyway, guys, thanks for being part of the huddle.
Thanks for having us.
You're a doll, Joan. Thank you for doing this. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for being a fan.
Thank you, and it's a privilege to be with you.
It's a lot of fun.
Go Bills.
That's right. Go Bills, everybody.
Yeah,
Go Bills.
All right, coming up next, Jared Shatkin returns. We're going to talk about the Bills and the Jets and a chance to win the division next here on the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show.
I am so happy with my experience that I had at I Smile Spas today. Got my teeth professionally whitened. I have months of results in less than an hour. No pain, seriously, not even a sting. They're not sensitive. You leave with a kit to continue your whitening. Absolutely incredible. I'm so happy I ever did this. I can't stop smiling.
Western New York. Smile again with confidence. Call 43SMILE today.
Family is the most important to us above everything else. 34 Group is a general construction company.
We had a part in rebuilding the community. We choose Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York because they are reliable.
It's just great coverage, and we have a great relationship with the folks at Highmark. We want our legacy to just be that we were good people that loved our community.
It is definitely a love affair, I can tell you that right now.
Finding the perfect used car can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. At Northtown, we make it simple with a focus on certified pre-owned. When you see the certified symbol from the official vehicle manufacturer, you know the vehicle has passed a rigorous inspection and comes with extra benefits like a manufacturer warranty and roadside assistance. To find the best value and peace of mind, head to Northtown. Northtown Certified Vehicles. An official partner of the Buffalo Bills.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin with this week's injury report. The Bills locked up a playoff spot with last week's win at home against the Falcons. And Sean McDermott is only the second coach in Bills history to win playoff spots 4 out of his first 5 years as a coach. Guess who the other one was? Marv Levy. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Let's lock up the division crown with a win against the Jets this week. We have 3 players who are questionable for this week's game. Defensive tackle Vernon Butler sat out last week with an illness. He'll be a game-time decision. Butler is joined by wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders and offensive lineman Ryan Bates, who are both bothered with knee injuries. Finish strong, Bills. Back to you, Rich and Jared.
All right, welcome back. There's the injury report. Now Jared Shatkin joins us once again. Let's talk the Jets. The Bills have got to get through this game. If they win the division back-to-back years. That's not been done in forever. But let's talk a little bit about the Jets. I mean, they've beaten some good teams, but there was a stretch when they got destroyed by some good teams too. So what Jets team are we going to see? It seems like they're slowly improving.
Right, they're all over the place, but they have been some really good teams this year. So the Bills have to come out and they have to play. They got some good players. So, this is a professional football team, and I don't think the Bills are going to be looking past the Jets at all. We have a 425 game. It's national televised somehow, to win the division. I think the Bills are going to be up for this game.
It's really remarkable, the comparisons between the two quarterbacks. Josh is a rookie and Zach Wilson is a rookie. So Zach Wilson's played 12 games. Josh played 11 in his rookie year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the comparisons. Zach Wilson this year, 8 touchdowns, 11 picks. Josh Allen, 10 touchdowns, 12 picks. Zach Wilson, 70 rating. Josh had a 68 rating in his rookie season. And completion percentage, Josh 53% complete, Zach Wilson 57% complete. Pretty remarkable. I mean, people have dogged Zach Wilson like crazy. This guy's terrible. What a bad pick. But man, if you're going to compare the two, at least statistically, they're not far apart in terms of their rookie seasons.
No, and actually Zach Wilson is kind of a raw talent coming out of college too. So if you're a Jets fan, I think you have to be kind of pleasantly surprised with how he played last game to see the progress that he's making. And he has a really, really good arm talent. So, he's not as bad of a player as he's been pegged out to be. And the Bills are going to have to be on their A game if they're going to be able to stop him, because you saw the game against the Bucs last week. I mean, 258 yards, a couple touchdowns. He played pretty well.
Yeah. Corey Davis has been not, I think, what they hoped he would be. But other than Corey Davis, this team's got a bunch of Isaiah McKenzie's on it, right? That they've been really effective between Moore and Berrios and Crowder.
Yeah, and Crowder is a player I'd love to have on the Bills. He's so quick and shifty. Berrios is really starting to come into his own. So this Jets team has a little bit of talent on the offensive side, and our defense has to be up to the task. I think we will be, but they definitely have to be up for it.
Yeah, rookie running back Michael Carter out of North Carolina, averaging 4.5 yards per carry, and special teams with Berrios could be a thing. I mean, look at him. He's averaging over 30 yards a kick return and almost 14 yards a punt return. Really dangerous back there.
Yeah, he's showing some really good flashes, and he's going to be a good player for the Jets for a couple of years now.
Defensively, you mentioned it. Their front seven is not bad. I think they have 36 sacks. They're generally healthy on their front seven. Talk a little bit about that group and what the Bills are up against there.
They're up against a decent front five. I wouldn't say they're elite. They're definitely somewhere in the middle. But the way they've been protecting Josh Allen and the way Josh Allen can be athletic and run away from guys, I'm not too worried about their pass rush, and I'm definitely not too worried about their back end. So I think it's going to be a big day for Josh Allen in the passing offense.
Yeah, I would agree too. And let's see what the weather does. All right, time for predictions. Last game of the season. Do we win the division on Sunday?
Yeah, I think we win the division in a big way. I'm predicting 45-20 Buffalo.
Wow. I'm going to go 38-13 Bills. There would be nothing sweeter than sweeping a divisional opponent and in the process winning the division and back-to-back years. And that's what would happen if the Bills beat the Jets. Jared, great job once again, man. We will we'll talk to you soon, and go Bills.
Jared, thanks once again. Great job as always. Thanks to Eric Wood, the Bills radio analyst and former Bills Pro Bowl center, for being our Bills guest today. Great job for the Mafia members in the huddle. Thanks to them for being here at Sorrentino's. Thanks to Sorrentino's on Main Street in Williamsville for their hospitality. Of course, thanks to Northtown Automotive and Aesthetic Associates. Thanks to our crew, Dave and Tim and Mark and Rich on site as well. And thanks to you for watching. Hey, it's playoffs next week. We got to get through the Jets first. So go Bills. We'll see you next week here on the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show.
If you would like to be a participant in the Shatkin First Down Huddle, email Mark Aarons at maarons@shatkinfirst.com. This has been a production of the Shatkin Sports Network.